welcome to the Just Economy Podcast. The Just Economies Podcast is sponsored by the Community Reinvestment Alliance of Florida. We're a statewide membership organization ensuring that the financial institutions reinvest into the community per the Community Reinvestment Act of 1977. Today we have a special guest from Miami Homes for All, Ivonne Pinedo.
Thank you, Colonel.
And we'll be talking with her about all the work that she's doing, helping our affordable housing and housing needs here in the county. Try to get these landlords and recruit these landlords or to help us with our housing instability issue. Do you see a trend that they're better understanding what it is you're trying to do and how you're trying to help the community?
I see landlords more willing and property managers to have that conversation. And if they don't understand, they attend the meetings, they continue to call me because it has to be a close relationship for this to work. So if there's any support that they need, if there's any even advice that they need, sometimes they call me at the point that they're buying the property and they're rehabbing the property and ask what are our needs. So they can rehab the property or remodel the property according to our needs.
But and that Scott, I only met Ivonne. We've been knowing each other maybe about 3 or 4 months now. We met at an event, and if you knew her and you see her personality and how she is with people, you would see that. I can understand now that why the landlords are actually calling you, because she's very, very passionate about what she does and talking about, curing our housing instability issues. And I can see why you got folks calling you, although Yvonne's only one person, so she needs your help as well. We need all the social impact organizations to be able to understand, okay, we have a housing issue, we need to call Yvonne. So she's only one person and she needs your help as well. So as you talk to these landlords and getting these landlords to more and more understand how they can help with these community issues, I'm sorry, but it just keeps blowing my mind how you've been able to get real estate investors and property managers and folks who have these properties interested in helping with this issue. That's a phenomenal job. Congratulations. That is phenomenal to be able to get that conversation going. But you mentioned that you also provide support for these landlords, right?
Right.
How does that support manifest?
I can give you a great example. We start the work, and sometimes we don't know what it will look like. This is such an example. One of the landlords that we have, some of them, they have to know a little bit of information. So we had a person that we housed that she came out of a domestic violence relationship. So she was becoming unstable again, and she called me. The landlord called me and said, Yvonne, I suspect that she's falling into that relationship again. So without that close relationship, there's no landlord that I know of, and I'm in the real estate business, so there's no landlord that's going to call another person to say, my tenant is having this issue again, can we help her so she doesn't fall into that. And we were able to contact the organization that provides the support services. They came out, talked to her, and got her back on track again, giving her the support needed. Same thing with another person that we housed. They kind of lost a couple of hours. They were able to manage for her to be able to make her payment and not miss. But those are the landlords calling us and letting us know.
Okay, then that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal, because you wouldn't think that an organization or a corporation that's a for-profit corporation would even care about something like that. But for them to think they have that rapport, that they can actually, they see an issue with the tenant and be able to call someone and say, okay, I see something happening here, because that domestic violence issue is crucial. Just think about because when we think about all the times that people have either lived next door to someone or lived in an apartment complex in particular, live next door and hear that the abuse going on but doesn't say anything. And for the landlord to go to notice the signs because of the training that you guys have given them and the partnerships and the support, to be able to turn around and say, okay, look, I better call Yvonne because it looks like the same thing is she's falling back into that pattern. We may be able to stop it now before it turns into something extremely violent or someone loses their life, right?
That is correct.
So, I mean, that's a phenomenal that have you built this project yourself from the ground up?
Well, this is a collaboration between the Homeless Trust and the Children's Trust with us. So they are funding the work, and they continue to give us support, Paul and myself. They give us the tools. We we meet monthly to brainstorm to see how we can expand and include more people. And we're constantly in the hunt for authentic partners, because the wraparound services, that has a level of commitment as well, not only from the people that we're housing, but also the partners engaging in these services.
So hold on a second, Ivonne. You're telling me that you're engaging for-profit real estate investors and landlords and folks who own properties. You're engaging for-profit folks in the community, training them how to even observe if something's going wrong with a particular tenant, and building that partnership so that they can actually have more. You can actually have more doors that can open for those people as you work with people in order to identify them. So you're actually telling me that you guys have built this project from the ground up. Is this being done anywhere else in this country?
I don't think so. Not from this perspective that I can tell you. Every time that I've had different conversations, I'm approaching this from a win-win situation. The landlords come to me. Some of them, they didn't want to work with the program because they said they have difficulties after talking about it. You come to find out that it's lack of support. Really is lack of support. So when I identify those and I tell them, just give us a try, give us one property, let's say. Once they see the level of support that we have, the responsiveness that we have, here, I'll give you 20 units.
Wow,
that's how it's happening.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Man, I'm blown away. I knew about the project that she was doing, but I didn't know it to this extent. And to be able to come up with something, I mean, just to attack it at a totally different level and a totally different way. This is the kind of stuff we need. Innovation in order to solve our problems. We can't keep trying to solve our problems the same way we did in the 70s. You know, it's 2024. Coming up with an innovation like that is crucial in order to help solve the problem. So, and I don't know, I can't remember if we talked about this history. So how long have you been doing this particular project?
It's going to be a year.
Really?
Yeah, we officially launched in December. There was a lot of reluctance to participate in the program just because this has been happening for a long time. And landlords had been falling off, let's say, the pipeline, right, accepting to work with people with subsidies. So we launched in December. We spoke with the different partners, and I expressed, I said, lead by example. I'm the person to lead by example. So we continue to work on the project, regardless of who was on board or not. Thanks to all the passion that we have, Paul and myself, we put information out there. Everybody just started coming in and participating, and we're doing right now. We're exiting people at a rate, and it's still, I wish it was more, but at a rate of 44 families and youth outside of homelessness per month.
Per month?
Per month, yes.
Okay, so
that might sound
that's
like
amazing. No, that's not small at all.
It's significant.
That's a significant dent in the issue, and I mean it starts with one. You know what I mean? I'm amazed that I shouldn't be amazed. I'm amazed that you guys were able to get this project off the ground. I love the idea and I love the innovation, but it's amazing that you guys were actually able to get this off the ground and working with in specifically. And I keep going back to the landlords because let's just be honest. I have never thought of a landlord or a for-profit investor as a person who had a particular care about the community. Not trying to disparage any of them, but I'm just saying care about the community, especially in this aspect. So you mentioned that you were actually working with kids as well who are coming out of foster care. How has that been? How challenging has that been?
It's a work in progress. They're not always ready. Ready, I call them. So when I speak to them, when we engage with them, I tell them it's not something, it might not be possible right at the moment that we meet, but it's a work in progress. It might take 6 months, it might take 3 months. I have a wonderful example of one that she approached me and she could only afford $500 a rent, and really in Miami there was nothing I could find for $500.
No way, no how.
Yeah, I gave her a small short-term plan because she was on track. The beautiful thing is the youth that I've met, they don't know that they're on track for great things. After having the conversation and showing her what she was doing. She was in school, she was graduating, she was looking for a better job. I told her, this is exactly what you're doing. And if you stay on track, by 3 months, you will be able to afford your own place. I left her with that plan. I checked the necessary information where she was at that point. And I told her, if you stay on that path, at 3 months, you're going to be able 1,800. She graduated from the program she was doing. And in 3 months, she called me. I was able to place her somewhere for 1,800, and she's stably housed.
Really?
In 3 months. That is not me. I cannot take the credit. She has to be determined, and I do express that at the time of the meeting. It's not me. You have to be determined.
But you give them, you're providing the opportunity.
Exactly.
It's up to them to take advantage of the opportunity.
Correct.
But you're providing the opportunity through the project that you've built, right? Wow, that's incredible, because as you and I both know, you couldn't find the square footage of this table for $500 a month in this county. That's just not happening. So as you look at properties, does it matter to you where the properties are? What I mean by that, does it matter in where in the community or where in the county the properties are?
It has to be in Miami-Dade County. This program, as of right now, it's only in Miami-Dade County, and we have grown. We have more than 400 properties in the database already. So it does have to be in Miami-Dade County. It is in the plans that we will expand, but as of right now, we're focusing on our folks that we have here in Miami-Dade County.
Okay. So I guess my other question would be this: is that I I understand that you're focusing on Miami-Dade County. So as you help these folks come out of housing instability, can they only be in the program a certain amount of time, or do you just keep providing those ongoing services until you believe, or they believe, or both of you as a team believe that they're stable enough maybe to move out of that particular property so you can move someone else in?
Well, they are in the program as long as they need.
Okay.
We connect them with the services and with the different providers. For example, financial literacy. They are there until they deem it necessary that they are there. If they express, for instance, that they want to buy a property, we connect them with another provider that gives them that financial education and grants. There's so many things out there. I don't think that I think it's a lifelong opportunity that we have in Florida and the United States overall with the different programs that there are. So it's a lifelong journey to take advantage of these programs. So
they're not under any pressure that, you can only stay here a year and then we got to move you out. There's no pressure of that. So, I mean, that's amazing that this is an ongoing program, because I firmly don't believe that anybody can solve their housing instability issues in 1 year or any time or a certain time frame. I think all it does is put more pressure on them, and you never know when that instability is going to come up again because of the pressure that's been they're feeling. Going, okay, I only got 4 more months, I only got 3 more months, I only got 2 more months, 1 more month, and boom, okay, I'm back out where I was before. There's been no real progress. You were able to use the project and help me for a year, but that's not what you're seeking, right? You're looking for long term.
Long term. I think we do share enough information, and we empower them to be independent and to speak for themselves. I have youth that when I approach them, they're at a young stage. Most of them, they don't have debt. And I'm excited about the program because we can address the issue even before it becomes a problem. So this is not a person that already has debt or anything like that. We empower them. We give them financial education, employment services if they need to increase their income. So by encouraging them and empowering them this way, they're able to speak for themselves. We don't always have to be there. And if their voices are not being heard, they know who to contact. So we can give them that extra push. That's what we're doing. We're empowering people to be self-sufficient and remain that way.
Okay.